What's up, everybody? It's been a long time since I made a video on this channel, so okay, whatever. As you know, I'm a personal trainer. If you follow my channel, I'm a personal trainer for the YMCA. This video is kind of just going to showcase what it's like being a trainer and kind of either swayed you to wanting to be one or swayed you to not wanting to be one. And people that are out there that want to get in shape, this will also kind of give you light on what it's like for your trainer that's going to be helping you if you do so decide to hire a trainer. Okay, let's start off with the basics. 99% of the people you train are not going to be bodybuilders, power lifters, physique competitors, athletes is what I'm saying. The vast majority of your clients will not be athletes. The vast majority of your clients are going to be those people that actually need to get in shape, okay? People that need to lose the weight. People that, not even people that would want a six-pack. I'm talking about people that are obese, overweight, way out of the league. They're having blood pressure issues that, frankly, you can't tackle alone, okay? Things that you may even need to bring a nutritionist in, refer them. Do not be afraid to start, getting to know nutritionists in your area, picking their brain on a lot of things that they know already. In fact, I have a nutritionist in one of my classes, and I like to pick their brain about what a lot of what goes on in her everyday life being a nutritionist. Because as you may or may not know, being a personal trainer does not mean that you have the right to give someone a meal plan, and these trainers giving meal plans are putting themselves at huge risks and huge liability issues simply because it's out of their scope of practice. So, let me explain. We all know that nutrition is about 90% of your weight loss, your health, everything, because that's what you ingest. That's what goes into your body every single day. So, when we can't tackle that, but we have to get somebody in shape, we've hit a wall. The way I've been able to tackle this wall is, one, getting certified through ACE, being a specialist in nutrition. That's kind of a CEC class you can take. Not really a class. They basically send you the reading materials, you read over them, and you take a test at the end of it all. So that's what I did. And when you take this test, you're basically given your CEC, and your CEC basically carries you through the next 2 years or whatever after you get it. So what is it truly like being a trainer after that? Well, it's not easy. You see, I was a very unorganized person before I became a trainer. In fact, the actual organization skills you have to be a trainer are well beyond what many people think. You think that, you're really good at fitness, right? You're really good at lifting, you're really good at, doing all this. Okay, let me pose you a question. Somebody with arthritis comes to you, what do? Somebody with, here's a prime example. I've had a client that's had this ruptured quadricep, and he needs to get from a walker to a cane back to walking again. And the physical therapist has already released him out into the public, so now it's kind of up to him to get back to that level. What do you do? Well, what I would recommend is contacting his physical therapist and seeing what exercises they recommend. That would be one. And this is just a short list. Number two, I would enact those. But before enacting all of those things they've talked about, I would research them, understand them to your fullest potential, and then go enact the things that this individual has told you. I would not jump into it saying, oh, I know how to do that. You're going to get somebody hurt, okay? And you're most likely going to get fired then, okay? Makes sense? I was able to help this individual get from a walker to a cane back to walking again, and that is that's one of my success stories. I'm hopefully going to be able to get him, on my social media, be able to showcase him, because that's one of the biggest things I can do for somebody. I would take that kind of thing over weight loss any day. Even though I would love to get people to lose weight, I would love to get people back walking again, because that's their freedom, okay? People that are just overweight can get in the gym and lose that weight, but people that got their freedom taken from them from an injury, that really sucks, okay? All right, so furthermore, what do you do with somebody who, has done everything? They've worked out with you. Their weight's not doing anything, though. They've worked out with you 3 days a week, let's say. 3 days a week, which most trainers will tell you that it's easy to get a client that comes and trains with you 3 days a week. Not so. Not so. Most clients that you get will train with you, unless they have pockets loaded, will be training with you 1-2 times per week. 3 is really stretching it. I've only had one client in my time go 3 days a week. Okay, it's usually 2. Usually most of my clients are about 2 days a week. So, and I think that's a good medium. I don't think they need to be in there 3 days a week, simply because 3 days a week, I like to have them independent one day, and most of my workout schedules for people are 3 days a week. I don't up them into 4 or 5 days a week until maybe they're in action stage. I really don't. I don't until they're stuck to a program for a long period of time. I never put them on more than 3 days a week of programming, simply because you don't need that much. You need the cardio and you need a full body training split. That's what's been proven results by science, and not just bodybuilders and powerlifters over YouTube. Now, you can argue with me all you want on that, but that's what I believe, and the science and literature kind of backs that. So let me get into other information. When it comes to other things like CrossFit and things like that, here as a trainer, you have to be well versed. You do not go in there and start shit talking CrossFit. Okay, does that make sense? Do not shit talk another type of training style. Why? You're shit talking it only because you don't know anything about it. That's the only reason that you're shit talking it, and you're not willing to learn anything about it. You're just going around with the crowd and telling you what you think you know, even though science, again, has not dictated that CrossFit is dangerous. Until they do, yes. Now, would I recommend CrossFit for someone with osteoporosis, a muscle degenerative disease, or a bone degenerative disease? Probably not, just because it doesn't make any sense that you would put their body under that much stress. Furthermore, I probably even wouldn't put them under too much weight training. I mean, I put them under a little bit of strength training, but not too much. You kind of level it up over time. But no, I would not get them to the point where they're using endurance-based movements with weight training, or ballistic training, if you will. So I wouldn't do that. Furthermore, I would say it's okay. It's not hard, but it's not easy, is what I'm trying to tell you. It's about medium ground. Is training hard? It's as hard as you make it. So if you don't do the studying, you don't learn about your clients, you don't actually write the programs out, you just go into it, because believe me, that's what I did in the beginning. I went into it saying, oh, I know how to write a program. But then you get these questions like, it doesn't feel like I'm doing anything when I'm doing this. You gotta look for those things. Like if somebody's doing, like, let's say, the bend and reach test, the bend and lift test, when they go down. If you're not noticing little things like their heels coming off the floor, if you're not noticing things like, their posture, how it's looking, just a slight movement variation. If you see too much jerking, like, you can tell that just by if you're looking for the right things. That's why I take multiple angles when I'm working with a client. I don't stay in one spot. I don't just watch them go up, down, and say, "Good job, Johnny." No. I look at them. I say, "Okay, yeah, but you could keep your chest up a little more. Chest up a little more." And then if they got that down, but I see their heels come off the floor, then I'll tell them, sit back a little more. Chest up, sit back. Boom. And it usually solves the issue when we're talking about a bend and lift test. Now, there's a ton of other tests we can talk about, like whenever they're doing a bench press and their shoulders come pronated. Yeah, that's a problem. So when they're like this, you want to straighten them out. You want to pull those shoulders back, keep pushing. So, I mean, it's just little things that you look for. So being a trainer is not easy. I wouldn't say for anybody is it easy. And until you spend maybe 1 year to 2 years in the gym, I'm not even ready to go on my own yet, online or anything like that. I'm willing to offer my services if anybody would like them. But my advice for trainers out there, get your work in the gym. Learn from the other trainers around you that have been there, have stayed the test of time being a personal trainer. Keep your CECs up to date. Don't lag on those. And when you're finally ready, you'll know. Like, I know I'm not ready yet. I need to work with a few more types of clients. I really do. And I'm just now getting more classes thrown my way that I can teach. I'm getting certified in more classes that I can teach. And that's probably another way that you can really branch out, is when you start to get certified in new things. people will start to look at those little credentials on the end of your name and say, oh, you know how to do that? I heard about that, like PIO. Maybe you're a bodybuilder. You don't like PIO. But when somebody sees, oh, you're a PIO instructor. I loved that in my old gym. There is a door wide open for you to walk right into. And sometimes you may not like it in the beginning, but then later on you're like, oh wow, I think I found my calling. I'm really good at this. Like, I didn't think I liked CrossFit too much. I really don't. I don't even today really like CrossFit, the premise behind it, how anybody can do it. I don't like that. I think that you need to have some kind of athletic build to actually pull off CrossFit. And you have to be in the gym for at least a year before you ever try doing an actual CrossFit class. But, I mean, I see the benefits that it has when we actually look at it on tape. Okay, I'm not going to sit here and rag on it anymore. When I was first a trainer, I ragged on it so hard because we actually have one at my gym. And I didn't like it at the beginning. It's because I didn't understand it. And I didn't understand the people involved with it. So what I would recommend is get with the people that you don't understand. Don't hate them because you ain't them. Go get to know them, understand what they do. And believe me, I'm human. I'm human just like the rest of you. I was a very ununderstanding person when I first started this. I was a bodybuilder at heart. And then I eventually got out of that phase. And then I got into the new phase, which is being nice to people. If you're not nice to people, the clients won't come. If you're money focused, clients won't come. If you're people focused, the money will come. That's something Grant Cardone actually taught me. If you're focused on the people will come, which means what? The dollar signs are coming. If you're focused on the money, you're going to get very little money, and you're going to get very little happiness out of the money you do make. So my opinion is exactly what I said in this. Don't drop your dreams being a trainer. If you want to be a trainer, be a fucking trainer. And yes, I cuss. I even cuss with my clients, okay? Now, do I cuss when I'm closing a deal? Absolutely fucking not. Listen to me. Don't ever cuss when you're closing a deal with a client. Do you hear me? I don't care if that client's been cussing with you the whole fucking time. You talk with them normal, especially get very professional when the sale is about to go down. When the sale is about to go down, you get very professional. And in fact, I'm gonna have another video on this, on sales, right after this video. I'll make a whole video on how my selling has progressed and where it still needs to go right after I'm done with this video. See you later.